Shocking footage, real cases, real justice. Justice now.
Your Honor.
Okay, and it looks like the evaluator is of the opinion that Mr. Sullivan is competent to proceed. Any quarrel with that, Ms. Grisco?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, then Erica will enter a finding that Mr. Sullivan is competent to proceed. And looking at the docket here, it's like we were at pre-trial. We had dates set for trial confirmation and trial. I don't think those have ever been canceled. We can probably just keep them. So that'd be June 26th for confirmation.
Your Honor, he does want to confirm for trial right now if that's possible.
He can do that, but the trial that isn't. Remember, Ms. Grisco, you're in control of the procedural aspects of this case. So Mr. Sullivan doesn't have an independent
Yes.
right to do that.
Okay. I'm just so sorry. It's very unfamiliar for Thurston, since I know that you got the court sets trial dates kind of like out. Can they be pushed up because he's in custody?
Yeah, hang on a second. This confirmation date is not correct. Yeah, it's going to have to be. Yeah, I think they were probably intending to set it for May 26th, and it was set for June 26th accidentally. Yeah, that's okay. It's on the out of custody calendar. Okay. Now, at the time he was heard originally, his bail was set at $500. That was on April 15th. Okay, so the trial confirmation date is going to be May 26th. That June 26th, I think, was a typo, but the trial date that was set was correct, June 3rd. Okay, Mr. Sullivan, we will see you here in court for your trial confirmation on May 26th.
Your Honor, what time is that the one that's going to be on the in custody?
It's set for 9 o'clock.
Okay, because I can be set for the in custody. He can't have this. He's unable to make bail.
Okay.
And does the court want the city to prepare an order finding competency?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
All right, we can change the time to 1:30 if you're sure that he's not going to be able to post bail.
Unless he has new information from when we talked. I don't believe so.
All right, May 26th then. See you here then, Mr. Sullivan. Spell your last name?
HOINOWSKI.
Okay. I want to make sure I heard you properly. Okay, I have your cases here today because it looks like you were arrested on a couple of warrants out of Lacey. It looks like you failed to appear for a pretrial hearing on a theft case, and you had a probation violation hearing on another theft case. All right, Mrs. Grisco.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, could we readdress appointment? It looks like on our representation, we had withdrawn October 31st of 2025. I had talked to her about her financial situation.
Mm-hmm.
And she has indicated that it has not changed. I do still believe that she still qualifies for a public defender.
Okay. All right, we'll reappoint Pacific Point then.
Thank
okay,
you.
So what happened that she missed court?
Your Honor, in talking to her, she indicated that she was severely sick and so she wasn't able to come to court. She has told me now she is working with two caseworkers, both from Olympia, Lissa and Jim. She doesn't know their last names, but she has been working with them, and they're attempting to help her get into stable housing and help her manage her court cases.
Okay. Lacey, you have a position on these warrants?
Your Honor, I don't oppose the warrants being quashed, but the city would request bail be set at $250 in each case. The defendant's been in, it looks like initially this case is over a year old, and that's the basis for the request.
Looks like there's 3 other warrants.
Just started working with these caseworkers. I was kidnapped in February, and I just came back. I was gone for 2 months, and so being back in Olympia, I'm starting to work with them, and so they're going to help me get all of my legal situations fixed. And I have a brand new puppy that I've been taking care of. He's only 5 months old, and I'm getting into housing now. So I mean, everything is changing. I have a new outlook on everything. I need another chance to get that.
All right, Mr. Twinowski, I'm going to set bail at $250 in each case. And you're missing court in too many places and too frequently here. We'll get your case set back on for a pretrial hearing and a probation violation hearing. And that's with Pacific Point. That's fine. All right, June 3rd will be your pretrial hearing. And the probation hearing will be at the same time. All right, so thank you. All right, and Mr. Morales, this is your pretrial hearing.
Again, Your Honor, this is a change of plea with an agreed recommendation.
Okay, I see that here. Let's take a second for this to open up.
Thank you.
There it goes. Okay. All right, and Mr. Morales, I have your guilty plea here to the charge of lewd conduct. Did you review that with Mr. Rusnak?
Correct, Your Honor.
You give up your legal rights by pleading guilty to this charge, so you're giving up the right to go to trial, to have the prosecutor prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury, the right to call witnesses to court to testify in your defense, the right to hear and question the witnesses who testify against you. You give up the presumption of innocence and the right to appeal your conviction. Do you have any question about those rights?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the maximum sentence is 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. And regardless of any recommendation here on your plea form, you need to understand I could impose up to the maximum sentence. All right, and did anybody make any threats or any promises to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and then the statement that's written here on your plea form says on April 18th of 2026 in Olympia, Washington, in a public place, I stuck my hands inside my pants and fondled my penis in a manner that caused onlookers to believe that I was masturbating in public. Is that your statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I will accept your guilty plea to lewd conduct. Okay. Ms. Vitale for the city.
Thank you, Your Honor. The agreed recommendation is 90 days jail with the rest of the time suspended, 24 months probation, to have no criminal law violations, get a mental health evaluation with follow-up treatment, and not to return to the Albertsons or Yummy Crab Seafood or the parking lot of that area where this incident took place. This incident happened. There were several witnesses there. There were children around. Mr. Morales also has a lengthy criminal history. So, taking into consideration his criminal history and the facts of the case, I do think that this is a fair and appropriate agreed sentence, and I would just ask the court to follow it. Thank you.
Mr. Resnick?
It is an agreed recommendation, Your Honor. I would just emphasize that there are some affirmative conditions that I'm a firm believer in personally, and I think if Mr. Morales can avail himself of those affirmative conditions, maybe there can be some interdiction of this kind of behavior, and it won't happen again.
All right, Mr. Morales, would you like to say anything before I sentence you?
Yeah. I've been using stuff, and I wasn't right in my head. I was under the influence. But I was aware of what I was doing, but it's not as bad as I won't do it again.
All right, Mr. Morales, then this will be your sentence. 364 days with 274 suspended. Credit for 18 already served leaves 72 to serve. Financial obligations will be a $120 probation fee. For the next 2 years, the conditions of your probation are don't violate the law, don't go to bars or taverns, don't consume or possess alcohol, marijuana, or non-prescribed drugs, don't have any contact with the Albertsons or the Yummy Crab. We're on the east side. Going to have you report to probation, and at their direction, get a mental health evaluation and follow any recommended course of treatment. And for this offense, you're also required to submit a DNA sample to the Olympia Police Department. I'll have you do that within no, actually, you should be able to submit that DNA sample at the jail.
Yeah.
All right, so they should take that from you prior to your release. Okay, Mr. Morales, do you have any questions about your sentence?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, those 72 days, when you get released, make sure the first thing you do when you get out is to call the probation department and make an appointment.
So I got 70 days to serve.
Yeah, you've got 72 left minus good time. So don't forget the part that when you're released, you're on probation and you've got to reach out and contact probation right away. If you don't do that, they're just going to issue a warrant for you.
Okay.
All right, we also got a notice that Autry was refusing, but that I think we can probably handle because that's a competency issue. And the competency report came back with a opinion that Mr. Autry was not competent.
That's correct, Your Honor. The city is going to request that Mr. Autry be referred to restoration. This was an indecent exposure near a park with children actively playing fast pitch, and what's alleged here is Mr. Autry walking down the street wearing a shirt but nothing below. Mr. Autry has had a lot of incompetency issues with the city and in other jurisdictions. We believe there's a compelling state interest in order to protect the safety of the community that Mr. Autry.
Well, I'm going to just go ahead and set that for a motion hearing next week at 1:30 on May 13th.
Okay.
And Your Honor, if I could just make a record on that, the evaluation, the order for the forensic evaluation indicated that it was a non-serious offense. So the evaluator did not comment on the ability to restore.
Okay,
So I don't have. I'm just if Mr. Carver wants to do something about that, I just wanted to point that out.
And we will address all of that in Mr. Carver's motion next week at 1:30.
And that'll be the 13th, Your Honor.
That's right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then today we'll decide if you're going to be able to be released or if you're going to have to be held pending your probation hearing. Okay, Mr. Resnick.
Thank you. I spoke with Mr. Spargo before court. He, based on information he got, and I believe this was most likely an Olympia municipal court clerk. He got information from a clerk that he didn't have any more hearings. And he was under the impression that really nothing was, as far as showing up to a hearing, that nothing was noted up. And in good faith, he just didn't show up because he didn't think there was anything to show up for. So we discussed that, and he fully understands. And if he has to check in with probation or whatever he was supposed to do that he didn't do, he will do it. I guess that's the message here. And certainly I'd ask just to give him time served, which is a day, but still, I think this was a good faith misunderstanding on his part.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a little unclear what it doesn't look like he had any affirmative conditions left to comply with.
Yeah, that's what I was told last time. And I was told that I'd be on records probation, and as long as I didn't get any legal law or criminal law violations, that I wouldn't have to come back to court. And then I went to my mom's and I saw a letter from the Olympia Municipal Court, and I opened it and it said that I had a court date that day, and I was confused.
Yeah. Well, your court date was issued for you on April 30th. It looks like you were last in court you were in custody on March 26th. And then a court date was issued for you on April 30th. And honestly, it's not clear in here why that is. I'll do some checking here and see if it jumps out at me. All right. Looks like potentially it's because there were some new criminal charges in Aberdeen. Now, there were 2 charges in Aberdeen, one in November of 25, one in December of 25. Yeah, that's what that was based on. So the allegation is that there were new law violations in Aberdeen.
Okay.
One of those resulted in a conviction. The other one is still pending and has a warrant. All right, that's the reason there, Mr. Spargo. And then you've got you've got a warrant in Aberdeen you've got to go deal with. Then Grays Harbor County District Court has a couple warrants for you. Hoquiam has a warrant for you. So that's what ended up causing you to get a warrant here.
Okay, I understand now.
So we got to deal with the fact that there were those new charges in Aberdeen, that one of them is a violation, the other one is an alleged violation. So, okay, what I would suggest, Mr. Resnick, is to just impose a sanction, then leave it at that. Don't worry about the disposition of the other Aberdeen case. And then once he's done with the sanction, he can be released to go deal with his warrants down in Grays Harbor County.
I would concur with that. I think he needs some repose here and an opportunity to deal with the matters in the other jurisdictions that obviously while he's in custody, he can't really do anything about.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do that. Mr. Spargo, I'm going to give you 5 days for a probation violation. That's in the 807 case. That leaves 329 days suspended.
Thank you, Your Honor. The day that I did back in March, does that count on this violation?
Yeah, I'm going to give you credit for that day. So that leaves 4 left, and then you'll be released.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then on the case ending in 223, we will take no action and release him now. Okay, so 4 days, and then the jail's going to determine whether you get any good time. Once they release you, you don't have any court dates in this case, and go down there to Grace Harbor County and address all those warrants.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you.